Hello, buddies, and welcome back to Quiz Doctor. Today, you're going to help Detective John solve one of the toughest museum robberies ever. There are 20 detective riddles, and every answer unlocks the next clue. By the end of this mystery, you'll have to figure out who stole the priceless Crimson Eye diamond. So, grab your detective hat, pay close attention to every tiny detail, and let's see how sharp your detective skills really are. A priceless diamond has been stolen from the museum. Detective John must recover it before it disappears forever. He already has 3 suspects. Someone who visited the museum earlier that day. One of the museum staff. A thief who robbed nearby stores that same night. Who do you think had access to the vault? The correct answer is the museum staff. If you looked carefully, the staff member had a security key card that could open the vault without forcing the door. Did you get it right? Let me know down in the comments. After questioning those 3 suspects, Detective John discovered that none of them actually stole the diamond. So, the investigation continued, and 3 new suspects were brought in. The museum curator said she left the museum before closing. The security guard claimed he never saw anyone break in. The electrician said he worked late repairing the building's electrical system, but never noticed anything unusual. Who sounds the most suspicious? The correct answer is the electrician. Why? Because he was the only person who admitted being inside the museum around the time of the robbery. But being suspicious doesn't prove he's guilty. Let's keep investigating. The detective checks the security control room. One security camera suddenly stopped recording for exactly 7 minutes. Who benefited the most from those missing 7 minutes? The correct answer is the museum technician. The camera blackout could only happen if someone with technical knowledge interfered with the system. But was it an accident? Or part of a bigger plan? We will find out soon. The detective discovers muddy footprints near an emergency exit. What clue is actually important? A large footprint? Its dark color? Or the mud stuck inside it? The correct answer is the mud sample. The mud contains leaves and garden soil that only exist in one part of the museum grounds. Looks like our thief took a little walk through the garden. This is sounding more interesting. Let's continue. Detective John follows the muddy trail into the museum garden. 3 people had recently been there. Who visited the garden during the robbery? The correct answer is the electrician. Fresh, muddy footprints lead directly to him. That's 2 clues pointing in the same direction. Riddle 6. Back inside the vault, investigators discover a torn black glove. Who was wearing the matching glove? The answer is the electrician. The torn piece fits perfectly with the glove he's still wearing. That's a very difficult clue to explain away. If you got all the riddles right to this point, maybe you should consider a detective job. Let's continue. The detective then checks the electrical control room. What should he investigate? Parking tickets, phone records, or the electrical power logs? The correct answer is the electrical logs. They show someone manually shut down the power exactly at midnight. That blackout wasn't an accident. It was planned. Let's move on to Riddle 8. The detective studies the shutdown records more closely. What do they prove? A broken wire? A carefully planned shutdown? Or bad weather? The answer is a carefully planned shutdown. Someone knew exactly how to disable the museum's security system. Hidden beside the electrical tools, Detective John finds a receipt. What should he examine? The coffee price? The drink ordered? Or the fingerprints? Correct! The fingerprints. They match that of the electrician. Another clue? Another coincidence? Maybe not. But let's not conclude yet. Now, Detective John was sure it was the electrician, but the electrician insisted he bought coffee at midnight to help him stay awake to finish up his work. But something doesn't add up. What exposes his lie? The answer is the closed coffee shop. The receipt says midnight, but the coffee shop had already closed before then. Someone is definitely lying. Riddle 11. While reviewing the cameras again, Detective John notices something strange about the diamond alarm. What does it suggest? The thief panicked, stayed calm, or became trapped? The correct answer is the thief rushed suddenly. The alarm triggered while someone was escaping. During the investigation, several witnesses remember hearing someone cough during the blackout, and it was a strong cough. Who did you think have the cough? Correct! The electrician. Another witness saw him near the crime scene. The detective searches the suspect's vehicle. What looks suspicious? A museum map? A diamond magazine? Or mud on the pedals? The correct answer is mud covering the pedals. The mud matches the same garden soil found near the emergency exit. Let's move on to Riddle 14. Before making any arrest, Detective John wants real evidence. What actually proves someone is innocent? The answer is a verified alibi. Without a solid timeline, anyone remains a suspect. The detective reconstructs the night's events to be sure of his conclusions. When did the thief disappear? Correct! During the blackout, exactly when the cameras stopped recording. A hidden workshop reveals another clue. What was hidden? The museum blueprints. Someone had studied the exact layout of the vault before the robbery. The diamond still hasn't been found. Where should Detective John search? The answer is the ventilation system. A tiny red reflection can be seen inside the air vent. Could the missing diamond still be there? Inside the vent, detectives discover cloth wrapped around the diamond. It also has initials written on it. Whose initials are they? The answer is Ethan Ross, the electrician. Now the evidence is becoming impossible to ignore. Riddle 19. Before making the arrest, Detective John asks one final question. Which piece of evidence is the strongest? The witness hearing a cough? The torn glove? Or the digital access logs? The strongest evidence is the digital access logs. Unlike eyewitnesses, computers don't forget. The logs prove the electrician entered the vault before midnight and never log out his exit. Final riddle. Now it's your turn to solve the entire mystery. Who stole the crimson-eyed diamond? Take one final look at all the clues. The muddy footprints, the torn glove, the fake coffee receipt, the planned blackout, the access card, the blueprints, the fingerprints, and the hidden diamond. Who is the thief? The answer is the electrician. He secretly used his access card to enter the vault, shut down the cameras, escaped through the garden, hid the diamond inside the ventilation system, and tried to create fake evidence to fool Detective John. But every clue pointed back to him. Congratulations if you solved the mystery before Detective John. How many riddles did you get correct out of 20? Tell me your score in the comments below. If you enjoyed this detective challenge, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notification bell because another mystery is waiting for you in the next episode. Until next time, stay curious, stay observant, and keep your detective skills sharp.